Hey friends, it's Jamil here. I wanted to do a face-to-face video with you this week just to make it a little bit more personal. I know that an online class can feel really distant sometimes, and I think in any classroom it's really important to try to find places to engage as a community. So I want you to know what I look like and what I sound like and my awkward ums and all that jazz. So, hello. I really enjoyed getting to see your mind maps this week, and I just wanted to highlight two of those. That some of you were trying a mind map for the first time, which was pretty cool. Some of you liked it, some of you didn't, which is completely understandable. A lot of you seem like really incredible humans, just compassionate and really excited about working with children. Um, Caroline, I just wanted to point out how she said this activity worked, even though she didn't expect it to. She didn't think her mind was going to work that way. So that was really exciting that you pushed yourself to try something new and you were open to the experience, even though you didn't know how it was going to go. Thank you for doing that. And I think it's really important as teachers that we're still open to learning. If we ever think that we've arrived, then we're probably not going to be a very good teacher anymore. I also, you said something in here about, let's see if I can find it. Oh, you said your map's not extremely pretty. Once you stop trying to make it pretty and just use it as an activity, it worked a lot better. I thought that was awesome. It wasn't about the way that it turned out. It was about you just processing ideas and trying to think of a new way to make connections between things that you might not see otherwise. So the other one I wanted to point out was Elise Pratt. I love that you said children are remarkably present. That is so true, and it's very important to consider in this next activity, which is about presence and the role that digital media is playing in our lives. As far as not being sure what teaching in the digital age will mean for you, I completely understand. It's particularly challenging when you're working with little kids to take this class because um, a lot of the class can be focused on how to use digital tools inside of the classroom. But I think for the B through K teachers, it's more about how technology is influencing the lives of the children that you're teaching. So how is it affecting their home life, and how is it influencing the way that their brains are developing? And are you going to make a strong choice not to use it in your classroom? So that's something to consider as well. Whether you use it or not, you're working with kids that are interacting with it. So how are you going to respond to that? These are all really important things to consider, and I see you really diving deep into these ideas in your response, so I appreciate that. I also really strongly believe in the power of play and tactile interaction with the world around us. Thank you for pointing those things out. So, moving into week 4, what you're going to do, let me open up here your day without technology. I know that sometimes it can be overwhelming. In an online class, you have so many things to open and check out, but I try to have them open in a new tab for you so that you can always refer back to where you are, kind of find your home place. I have a lot of articles and videos available for you this week. You don't need to read them all. There are some really valuable things in here. This Changing the Educational Paradigm is one of my favorite videos. It talks about the way that we've been doing school for a very long time and how maybe it could change from a sort of factory model into a more creative approach. It's really interesting. The Silicon Valley school is about a Waldorf school in California that doesn't use any digital technology, and that's really fascinating, especially if you are struggling with the implications of technology in the classroom. I think that's really valuable. This Digital Nation is a longer movie, and so is Generation Like, but they're both really interesting. This Millennials in the Workplace is interesting to watch. I've had some students watch it and say, no way, I completely disagree, and some say, yeah, that's definitely what it's like. So You don't have to agree with these. They're here to get you thinking and considering. And then you're going to spend a day without screens. So I think this is such a cool exercise to get to do, and I try to do it every year around the time students do it, just for a break, you know. So the inspiration for this, a real life picture. It's really fancy. See my fish? So it says underneath, what does a fish know about the water in which he swims all his life? So this is an Albert Einstein quote, but other people have used it as well. And you'll see it coming up in a lot of writings about technology and the research surrounding technology in children. It wasn't a fish that discovered water. So someone outside of the environment taking a look at how it's impacting the creatures inside of it may have more to say than someone that's living inside of it. So we live submerged in technology, right? In digital technology. So what does a day without it teach you about your life inside of it? That's really the whole point of this activity, and it's always really interesting to see what students experience during that day. Okay, so as you spend a whole day without screens, you're going to choose a way to document your day. I've had some students decide they didn't want to carry around a camera, or they didn't trust themselves to just use the camera on their phone, which is what some people do if that's all they have. So I've had students draw, but at the end of this exercise, you're going to answer all the questions in this Google Slides description, and you're going to include 10 images alongside of these. So if you go through this little presentation just for yourself, you will be completely clear on what you're supposed to be doing. So here's the questions if you look at reflection prompts. If you just went through and answered all of these and put 10 images together, you'd be good to go. So that's all you need to do for your day without technology. If you want to do your day without technology on your website, you could do a separate page for it, just sort of like a blog post. Or you could do a Google presentation. You could do a PDF, make a Word document or something like that if you'd like. But then you're just going to post it into this forum here. And then along with your link or document, just go ahead and write like a sentence to a paragraph about how whatever you read or watched then played into your day without technology and your reflections of that day. So kind of bringing all the pieces together and seeing what comes out of it. All right, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you really do enjoy your day being present, like Elise said. Bye, y'all.